Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybrooke Family Farm. So apparently this week with the animals is just going to be absolutely ridiculous. Like after this morning, I was like, oh, thank God, the week is almost done. And then I realized it was only Tuesday. So this morning, I actually, as you guys can see right here, I actually got cut pretty deeply. Well, it was more so impaled. So I was taking care of the goats this morning, trying to get the two little goats, the younger ones that we have, Daisy and Rosie, they're sisters. They are very much at the bottom of our... I try to hide from the geese, but they hear me and they just go crazy, so I'll walk. So we keep them in a different part of the barn, just because they're at the lowest part of the herd, like they're in the lowest pecking order type of thing for the goats. So this way we can ensure that they get unlimited access to as much hay, water, and things of that nature that they need without having to fight anybody for it or risk getting beat up for it. So this morning I went to shut the door for the chicken coop after running the ducks and geese out, which went perfectly fine today, which is a miracle in itself. So I went to shut the door for the chickens, and when I went to do that, I was bending over, and Daisy, our goats do have horns. She's got horns about that long on them. She's, I think next month she'll be a year old. So she, as I was bending down, she jumped up at the same time and basically pierced my nose right where the nostril attaches to your face. And it was pretty stinking bad. Like, immediately there was tears that just started pouring out of my eyes, not just necessarily because of the pain, but because it was like right in my sinus cavities, you know. And I was like, man, that hurt really bad. And I thought that she hit like right in the center, because all of my teeth, all in here, they hurt so freaking bad even still. And I don't know if you guys can tell it in my voice or not, but my lip is actually pretty swollen, so like talking feels weird and stuff. But so I stood up from it happening, and I was like, whoa, man, this is really intense. Like, everything's like kind of dizzy right now. And so I set a bowl down that I was holding, and the one chicken, she's one of our original hens, so she's about 4 years old now. She stopped eating and like walked over towards me. She was like at eye level, and she's like, and I'm like looking at her like, what the heck? And I swear to God, it was like she was looking at me like, you're bleeding. Did you know you're bleeding? And so I'm like looking at her, and she's looking at me like, and so I take my glove off and I touch, and I was like, oh my God, like that's a lot of blood. So at this point, I have the goats kind of like running amok in the barn, and I'm trying to corral them all to get back into the barn, to get out of the barn, like out of their area, so I could like leave the door open so the chickens can come in freely through the front, which they normally do, and stuff. As like blood's dripping all over the barn. I'm like, this is so ridiculous and stuff. And I'm a type of person, I do not handle my own blood well at all whatsoever. So I actually like texted Tracy as I'm like trying to power walk back to the house so I can see how bad it is and stuff. And so then that way I could get it all cleaned up and taken care of. Because at this point I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to need to go to like stat care and get this thing glued back on. Like, is my nose really going to fall off? Like, this is ridiculous and stuff. But so I went back into the house and ended up having to lay down on the bathroom floor for a while because I got like, felt like I was going to pass out. Like, I was like really overheated and stuff. It's not that I'm a weenie with pain. I also have a low blood volume, and, you know, just had that bloodletting time of the month and stuff too. So I was already low on blood. Like, this was not a good opportune time for like this to happen and stuff, especially being alone, because it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. But so after I got it all cleaned up, I was able to tell that it's just on the outer side over here. It's not a very big cut, but it'll probably scar pretty gnarly. But it is definitely very deep. So I can't handle pain-wise to stick my tongue all the way up here to see if like it pierced through my lip area. And I'm not about to try to unfold my lip all the way up so I can see like how bad it is on the underside. But I know that when it happened, I tasted quite a lot of blood, so I'm not sure if her horn went all the way through or not. But I'm still on antibiotics from that tick bite, so I figure I'm not gonna die. So thankfully everything went all right after that. I didn't have any issues with, you know, finishing the animals, doing the chores and all that stuff. But like, my face is pretty sore and stuff, and it made kind of taking it easy again today to try to help my shoulder heal. Made it kind of an easy choice to be like, all right, I'm done today. Like, I'm not doing really. That rooster all the way over there crowed, and it made the turkeys decide that they had to gobble. But so yeah, I'm gonna go probably put some ice on my nose and stuff because it is quite uncomfortable even still. And like to laugh and smile and stuff, it's not the most comfortable thing, but thankfully could have been a lot worse. Wasn't that bad, but it is pretty deep, and if I smile too much or if I laugh too much, it does start bleeding again. So definitely one of those don't tell any funny jokes types of situations. So if you guys are enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media. If you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.